Hey Gemini. Okay, so this is really funny. Okay, so I'm the Cannastrologer. My name is Abby. Um, I've I'm in the cannabis industry. I've been in the cannabis industry for a long time, but I've also been into spirituality for much longer. And uh, so here I am, the Cannastrologer. That said, when when I was doing the pre-shuffle for you guys, this is really funny. Um, I heard the new song "Hold Me Closer," Tiny Dancer, by Elton John and Britney Spears, and I've not heard this version yet. And I'm gonna leave my musical comments to myself, but I will say it's like it's a update, a modern version to a very cool classic song, which talks about it's very sexual, and I was like, geez, that's like a really Gemini song because it's Gemini's kind of like the old and new, the two sides of things, and then there's Hold Me Closer, Tiny Dancer, and if you look up the actual lyrics and know what that song's about, then it's very Gemini. That said, what we're going to do for today, this is a weekly reading for September 12th through 18th, but these are timeless. The message is meant for you whenever you see it. Um, la 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 la. We are going to start with a Black Moon astrology message. And then we go into, I'm doing a past, present, future 2-deck tarot spread. It's the As Above, So Below. And then we'll end it with a notes from the universe on love and connection. So we will get into that. You guys are going to be my last read of the night. I've done quite a bit today. I'm just now getting my channel like officially started. So I'm just finally focused on it. I've always done readings for everybody else and for myself forever. But now I have some extra time. I figured this is how I can serve others. My spirits have been screaming at me to do this forever, so. This is really strange. Okay, I think I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 or 8 reads tonight. And this has come up twice now for bottom of the deck. Another card came up bottom of the deck twice between 2 different reads too. So there's been like 2 repeats in 2 different spreads. It's interesting. But it's number 47, Grand Cross Provoker. That's the underlying energy going into this. But the card, I'm done. I said this was the last one for the night, right? This is so funny. So, okay, this is I'm recording this on I'm using my phone right now. I'm recording this on the 8th right now, and we go into Mercury Retrograde tomorrow on the 9th. And so it's number 51, Mercury Retrograde Reinvention. Oh man, I'm so glad this is my last one for the night. I get to think about this all night. Okay, so let's look that up. Number 51, Mercury Retrograde. If you hear singing, that's my daughter through the walls. Okay. Mercury Retrograde Reinvention. Mishaps are like knives that either serve us or cut us as we grasp them by the blade or by the handle. James Russell Lowell. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version. So the corresponding tarot card to this is the 2 of Swords. And, usually like in tarot, that's like making a decision between 2 things. Also 2 forms of communication as well. But the key ideas behind this is blunders, cancellations, unexpected failures, and getting off track. because we are going into Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde is all about communication, which also includes things like transportation and stuff too, getting from point A to point B, getting a point across to the other person, understood, that type of thing. But there's a lot of calamity that happens with Mercury retrograde. Like anything and everything that could go wrong can. And I think we also have a couple other planets that are in retrograde at the same time. So, you know, there could be a lot of confusion and uncertainty, and, you know, and just go by the standards, right? Like, you know, like the three basics. You don't answer those calls from your exes. Don't get bangs or a haircut or crazy hair color, and don't sign contracts or anything super important. If it's something that like you've been working on for quite some time and it's like solidified and you already know the ins and the outs and you feel good about it, then, you know, of course, like don't delay anything any more than it needs to be. But if you can give it some time and some thought and sit back and, you know, if you're presented with anything between the September 9th and October 1st, that's the period of retrograde. And actually, there's the 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, which is considered the shadow. But official Mercury retrograde is from the 9th, September 9th to October 1st. So that said, you just got the Mercury retrograde card as your message going into the reading. So that's really funny. That said... All right, we're going to do as above for Gemini, please. As above for Gemini. As above for Gemini. Something wants to pop out. Never mind. I said that and then everything. Okay, stop it. Stop it. Okay. All right. Bottom of the deck. We've got, okay, I have got to say this also. So all freaking evening, I did 3 water signs. I did now 3 air signs and 2 other videos. And there has been heavy fire elements, bottom of the deck, and the energies going into the readings like the entire way around. I don't think we're in a fire period right now or a fire moon of any sort that I know of. But that said, it's just, that's the energy right now. And it's very interesting. A lot of passion, a lot of like career focus. Yeah, a lot. Anyway, 4 of fire, 4 of wands, that surrounds hearth and home. Stability. It's like setting up the 4 corners, you know, of a building. So that's bottom of the deck. Then past, we've got more fire, 2 of wands. 2 of fire. So it's in the past position, and that's looking back to the past. Something that was in the past. It could be a past person, past, you know, relationship, past memories, past feelings. Something like that. Something that keeps popping out at me, though. This guy, I want to say that's Apollo, because I think it's Apollo that has the hat with the wings. But he's holding... like a medical staff. So I don't know, maybe you had some medical problem or something in the past. Present, we've got, the 10 of swords. So that's the end of something, and it could be a painful ending. End of communication, end of like just finished. Potentially there's, I hope not, but maybe a death in the family or something like that, or of an animal or a loved one. I hope not. But also the one thing that I love about tens, and it's always the like the silver lining to especially this card is once there's an ending, there's always a new beginning, like a fresh new start. Then we've got the Nine of Swords in your future. So Nine of Swords is about stress, anxiety, sleepless nights. This card is really like different. It's of an old tree, and it's got some like fairies or spirits. But then there's also like, you know, a rope hanging from there and a crow. Ooh, I just had a reading that said something about crows. If you see crows, look up the spiritual definition of crows. There's a reason that came up. Anyway, I don't exactly know what this means yet. I do know that like you've got a little bit of stress and anxiety in the future. You may not get the answer that you desire, or you may be worried about an answer or some kind of communication of some sort, because it's a lot of air, a lot of swords, which is all about communication. And all I see so far is fire and air. So it could be some passionate communication, emotionally involved, or surrounding maybe business or work or something like that. But I don't know. Let's clarify it with so below, please, spirits, for Gemini. So below, please, spirits, for Gemini. This is a new deck also. Okay, so bottom of the deck, we've got strength. I like it. So the bottom of the deck, strength here, clarifies Four of Wands, which is, you know, hearth and home. So this is, you know, to me right now signifying like, you know, I just heard be strong about your home, but maybe that's where like stress and anxiety might be coming in, but there's stability there. Or it's saying to be strong, stability is coming in. You also see like the runner running, like, but it's an older person. Let's clarify. Past, that's funny. So we've got the Magician. That's clarifying the Two of Wands from the past. You got 1, 2. The Magician is a great card to have. It's transmuting, you know, energy, and can be a little bit of a trickster, you know. But, you know, making magic happen, basically. And then, oh, wow. So we've got major transformation here. So you guys must be going through something right now, Gemini. That's what I'm seeing. Because what I'm clarifying, you know, from the Ten of Swords, which is an ending, which we talked about, is the Tower. And so some big news came in, and destructive, you know, destructive news, destructive energy. You know, it could be change of something, change of house, change of home. Maybe that's what this is. Underneath the deck, however, like I said, you do have like, you know, stability, and it's saying to remain strong as well. But again, I say the same thing with the Tower. Like in situations where the Tower comes out, there's a reason. It has to come out. You have to have things crumble to its foundational core, if you will, so that it can be built up strong again, the way that it needs to be. you know, from the ground up. Ironically, then the tree comes into the future, ground up. But let's see what clarifies that next. Oh, Lovers. So, a new relationship that you might have some anxiety about. It's funny when I said sleepless nights. Well, yeah, if you're, you know, what was I saying about that Tiny Dancer song? Definitely some sleepless nights, but it could be of the good kind. Interesting. Now, also, what is interesting about this too, because there's an awful lot of energy around actual house and home, is that we've got the Four of Wands right behind it too. This is bottom of the deck, by the way, but right behind it too, we have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And Knight of Cups behind this. So somebody coming in, wanting wish, maybe potentially wanting wish fulfillment or working towards wish fulfillment. But a lot of this, because we have the Four of Wands, which is all about, you know, happy home, stability, foundation, and then right here, the Lover's card shows for sale. So you might be moving. Whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, and it's never bad. You know, everything happens for a reason. Change is the only constant in this world. It just, you know, this tower, it could be like news, like, oh my gosh, and then you gotta go. But what you're going towards is something happy, because it's with the Lovers. It just might be stressful, and that's what I'm seeing. That could be the sleepless nights too. I mean, when you move, there's lots of sleepless nights, especially if it's a fast move. But what I am seeing though in this is that whatever it is, it's being manifested. It's being manifested. It's something that you had manifested in your past. Oh, that's exactly what it is. Something that you manifested in your past. It was a crazy ending, but it has to happen because, you know, when there's endings, there's always new beginnings. Looks like it's going to be, you know, a home potentially with a lover or a relationship, something that you're going to, you know, I can't say something that you're going to enjoy. It could be something that you were enjoying, but there's going to be a change. And what the cards are saying is just to remain strong. Because what you have coming in behind that is wish fulfillment. Those are the cards behind that. It's the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So yeah, that's actually, I mean, it looks, you know, like lots of fire, lots of air, the tower. I mean, that would freak a lot of people out, but it's surrounded by the Magician and the Lovers and Strength and the Four of Wands. So I wouldn't worry. and there's a reason my throat is, somebody's trying to keep me from saying something. Let's move. Goodness. 1 second. Sorry. Somebody doesn't want me to say something when that happens. Interesting. You're being watched by loving eyes. This is what popped up in the pre-shuffle. But we're going to end it with notes from the universe. And one thing I also do want to say is, you know, this read is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, but it can also be for the cross watcher. Maybe you're dealing with a Gemini. Maybe you will be dealing with a Gemini. Take it as it resonates. You were born with that it quality. Do you want to know what's really beautiful? Confidence. Do you want to know what's really powerful? Persistence. Do you want to know what's really sexy? Please, I know about sexy. Not needing to be needed. And if still they don't notice your good looks, your strength, and your sachet, could you feel more sorry for them? Tally-ho, the universe. That's a great card, I think, for Gemini as well. Well, that's all I have for you tonight. If you liked what you saw and what you heard, there's going to be a lot more. I do apologize because, like I said, this is the last reading of the evening, but I still think that you guys got the best message going into it. I know Mercury retrograde it gives people a little bit of apprehension and stuff, but Mercury retrograde is all about dealing with the stuff that still needs to be dealt with. Okay? Shadow work, freaking bills, freaking relationships, and all of that, right? Once it's done and over with, everything goes back again and you come out with greater lessons learned so that it's the next Mercury retrograde isn't as crazy every time. So that said, I will be uploading more videos later on in the week. And make sure you like, share, follow, and make sure you hit subscribe. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks, Gemini.